So which quarterbacks already look like good values based on early ADPs? This is the Fantasy Sports Boss. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. So one of my favorite things to do early in the summer months, June, early July, is to take a look at early ADP so I can more firmly cement my draft plans for each position. I'm going to start with the quarterback today. Now, as you all know, last year I was all in on the top three quarterbacks: Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, and Josh Allen. I used a third-round pick in both of my leagues. I took Allen in one league, Hurts in the other. This year, though, I'm pivoting. I really am not going to chase any of those guys. Because really all of them have question marks this time around. Josh Allen no longer has Stephon Diggs in a more run-heavy offense. Jalen Hurts does no longer has Jason Kelsey in the middle, so maybe the tush push is not as effective, and he also is sort of injury-prone as well. And Patrick Mahomes, Rashee Rice facing a suspension. This is an offense now where Travis Kelsey is barely going to play 70% of the snaps. More run-heavy as the season went on last year, so there are question marks there. Instead, and I said this on some videos a couple of weeks ago, I'm going value at quarterback. When I say value, I mean like middle round targets. And two guys I love in particular, which I spoke about a few weeks ago, was CJ Stroud, Jordan Love, and Kyler Murray. I love all three of them. Obviously, CJ Stroud's offense looks insane this year with the three-headed monster at receiver, Stephon Diggs and Tank Dell and Nico Collins, not to mention pass receiving tight ends and backs. And then you have Jordan Love, who has arguably the best young talent in the game at his disposal as well, and he really made some tremendous strides last year. And then Kyler Murray, who played like a QB1 when he came back from his torn ACL last year. So, and of course, he's a supreme runner. But here's the thing. I wanted to take a look at the early ADPs, and some things stand out. Now, Josh Allen's going as QB1, Jalen Hurts QB2, and Patrick Mahomes QB3. No surprise. That's the same, not exactly that order, but those were the top three last year. And Lamar Jackson, who won me a championship in one of my leagues last year after I traded Hurts for him midway through the season, he's QB4. I think that's an overreach. I already talked about my concerns about Lamar Jackson because Derrick Henry is now in town. And they chose to run the ball almost exclusively around the goal line last year. We saw Gus Edwards put up all those touchdowns. Now you have an even more accomplished back in Derrick Henry. So as great as Lamar Jackson was down the stretch last year, I'm out on him as QB4. But CJ Stroud, everyone's buying the hype. He's QB5 right now. That's a little rich for me. And Anthony Richardson, and I'm going to do a separate video on him, the biggest boom or bust player, no matter the position. He's QB6. Man, people are reaching for the moon for him. But now here's where it gets interesting. Joe Burrow is QB7. Now, I know he's had some injury problems, 3 of the last 4 years, let's face it. But this guy can lead all quarterbacks in fantasy points if he can play every game. Nobody would be surprised by that. In an offense with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, the guy throws the ball as well as any quarterback in the league. Just uncanny accuracy. He's going as QB7, whereas last year, Joe Burrow was going as QB4 in a majority of leagues. So now he's QB7. This is very interesting to me. Jordan Love, QB8. I'm all in on him as QB8. Dak Prescott, QB9. Listen, he was fantastic last year. There's no doubt about it, but I don't, maybe because I'm a Giants fan, I just don't want an aging Dak Prescott who doesn't run much anymore as my QB9. Kyler Murray, QB10. It's a little higher than I thought he was going to be. I thought he would be behind Brock Purdy, maybe even behind Justin Herbert, but the fantasy committee is not dumb. They know Justin Herbert's now in a run-heavy offense, so he sank. But Kyler Murray, QB10, I still like him there, and I will draft him. Brock Purdy, QB11, I want a mobile quarterback, so I'm not going to take Brock Purdy, nothing against him. Jared Goff is QB12. Here's the thing with Jared Goff. Almost every game he's playing this year is in a dome. Now, we know he struggles on the road, especially outside in ill weather, but this is a good setup for him, and he's got a new contract. Caleb Williams, QB13, all right? So this is my ultimate plan. I'm liking Burrow at QB7 and Jordan Love in QB8. I'm willing to go there in round 5, maybe late round 4. If I don't get either one of them, I will go head and shoulders in on Kyler Murray. And because Kyler Murray tends to trail off as the season goes on, I want to pair him with Caleb Williams. My God, what a setup. He's got DJ Moore. He's got Keenan Allen. He's got the rookie from Washington. It's just insane. He's got DeAndre Swift pass catching back out of the backfield. He's got Cole Kmet He's got Gerald Everett. Like, it's insane. He can run. Caleb Williams, I think it might be a little slow go at first, like most rookies. But if you could pair him with Kyler Murray, wow. So that's your QB 13. And then Tagovailoa, QB 14, no thanks. Herbert, QB 15, no thanks. Trevor Lawrence, QB 16, mildly interested as the backup. And Jaden Daniels, QB 18 right now. 16, 17. QB 17 is Daniels. I'm interested there at QB 17, but I'm not going to pair him, obviously, with Caleb Williams. But, let's say I get CJ Stroud. I mean, not CJ Stroud. Let's say I get Joe Burrow or Jordan Love. I would absolutely back them up with Jaden Daniels. High upside, mobile quarterback. But again, to reiterate my plan, CJ Stroud a little too expensive for me right now. So I'm going in on Joe Burrow at QB 7, Jordan Love at QB 8, Kyler Murray QB 9. And then, wait, is he QB at 1, 2, 3? Hold on, let me just double get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, Burrow 7, Love is 8, Prescott's 9, Murray is 10. I was right the first time. Kyler Murray is QB 10. All in on that. We'll pair him with QB 13, Caleb Williams. Kyler Murray and Caleb Williams will be my pairing. Joe Burrow, Jordan Love, I will pair with either Trevor Lawrence, maybe even Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers, and Jaden Daniels. I like those guys. And how about Aaron Rodgers? Like, he's interesting to me as a backup, not as a starter, because he's not going to run much anymore. And even Deshaun Watson. I know I did this last year, but man, he's almost free right now. Will Levis also is almost free. So, like, these are interesting guys for me very late if I choose not to go my backup early. Let me know what you think. So, again, one more time, in on Joe Burrow, QB 7. And I love Jordan Love, QB 8. Kyler Murray, QB 10. I want to pair him with QB 13, Caleb Williams. And then if I get Burrow or Love, I'm going to try to go with my backup, Jaden Daniels, Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins. Those three in particular, Trevor Lawrence as well, because I still believe in Trevor Lawrence. Let me know what you think. Post in the comments. More videos on the way soon. Stay tuned.